Hi, my name's Juliet and today I'm going to cover the absolute basics of getting started with your manuscript in Scrivener 3 for Windows, for those who have never used Scrivener before. Let's get started. So, you've opened up Scrivener, you've selected a template, and you don't know what to do next. First up, let's make sure we're on the typing page. Go up to the toolbar and click on the icon that looks like a page, or 2 pages depending on what other element might be currently selected. Then click onto the panel in the centre of the screen and type a few keystrokes. This is your typing page and how it will look when you're working on your manuscript. You can change formats and many other things, but you shouldn't do that until you understand the implications. That is not for this video. Scrivener will take getting used to, as you probably won't have worked this way before. Just know that this is where you type. Now, let's talk about structure. Scrivener isn't like a word processor. It's more like the structure of the files on your hard drive. You have folders and you have individual text documents. You'll see one of each of these down the left-hand side of the screen, plus a number of other files. This area of the screen is your binder. This is where you will define the structure of your project. As a general rule, folders, which are in blue here, are used as chapter containers, and text documents as individual scenes. Let's create a few more of these so you can see how it works. Click onto the folder, then move your cursor to the new folder icon in the bottom left of the screen and click on it. You will see a new folder appear in the binder, below and at the same level in the structure as the one you had selected. Now, try selecting one of the text documents and do the same thing. Add a new folder. You'll see that the folder appears below and at the same level as that text document, within the chapter folder. If that isn't what you want, you can drag the folder up, down, and to the left to get it where you want. Or you can use Control and the cursor arrows on your keyboard to go left, right, up, and down. Let's try the same thing with text documents. The icon to create one is the plus symbol next to the folder icon. Try adding some text documents and moving them around in the binder. This is one of the joys of Scrivener, being able to easily move around scenes and chapters. Right, now let's talk about the overall structure of the binder. You'll see an icon that looks a little like a manuscript and is cleverly called manuscript. Everything that's within this overall folder is what is included in your manuscript. It is what will be available to be compiled. That's basically exported and formatted into a usable manuscript format, such as paperback or ebook, when the time comes. Use the arrow at the side of it to collapse and expand it, and you'll easily see what's included. Let's leave it closed for the next bit. What's left are all the other items you can include in your document that aren't your manuscript, except for front matter. Under template sheets, Scrivener has templates for character profiles and settings. If you want to use these, you can duplicate them and move them into the characters and places folders. To rename them, or any other file or folder in your binder, just double-click on the title and type the new name into the box. The research folder has some sample documents within it, which you'll probably want to delete, but you can use this area for any of your own research, be that things you want to write notes on, links you want to keep to websites, images you need to refer to, and a whole host of other things. This is another benefit of Scrivener. You can keep everything in the same project. Trash is, as it says, anything you decide to delete. As with your computer, it won't totally delete anything until you say so. And finally, front matter. This has some template documents in it, but this is also where you would insert the cover image for your ebook, which is selected separately when you compile your document, your copyright page, and any other front matter items you usually use. Now, back to the manuscript. We're going to change format and look at the corkboard, which is where you can plan out your novel, if that's the way you work. Make sure the top-level manuscript container is selected, and go to the toolbar and choose the icon that looks like a grid. That's the corkboard. What you'll see here is a card for each of your chapter folders that are within the manuscript. Now, click on the first chapter folder. You will see that all the scenes in that chapter are listed. So, you can see the next level down of the corkboard according to what you've selected in the binder. But everything does have a corkboard card. Just like creating items in the binder, you can create folders and text documents from here, and each will have a corresponding typing page. There are different ways to format these cards, but we're not going to do that right now. If you already have text on the page but haven't put anything into the corkboard yet, it will display that text. But to add your plot information, just double-click onto the card and start typing. Likewise, with the title of the card, which will appear as the name of the scene in the binder. To move scenes around within the chapter, just drag and drop. So, those are the very basics of getting started in Scrivener 3. But there's one other thing I want to show you, although I'm not going to go into the details here. You'll hear me talk about something called the Inspector in other videos. This is accessed by the eye icon in the top right corner, and brings up another panel that covers various more advanced features. If you ever hear me say Inspector, that's where you should go. I hope this has given you a good start for creating your manuscript in Scrivener. Good luck, and if you've subscribed, I'll see you next time for the more complex features of Scrivener 3 for Windows.